Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to our Mathematics of Investment class. All right. And we are now on our week 9 of our discussion. And this week, for this week, we are going to discuss about ordinary simple annuity. And before we continue, if you have any questions regarding our subjects, regarding our discussions for our weekly online class, feel free to ask me on my email or through my number. Okay. So this week we're going to discuss about ordinary simple annuity. So what are the things that we are going to learn about ordinary simple annuity? So there are important terms for us to determine in a classification of annuity about the payment schedule, interest period, and payment interval, right? And we are going also to describe and distinguish ordinary, simple, annuity. Okay, so let's go. So a large number, a large number of personal and business transactions involve a series of equal regular payment. Okay? Ayan, so there are large number or may large number of personal and business transactions that involve a series, okay? A series of equal regular payments. Examples are, ano ba yung mga example ng payments na yan? Those are payments of payments payments of insurances, okay? Ayan. Insurances premiums, ano pa? Leases, okay? What else? Mga binabayaran natin. Mortgage, pensions, and so on, okay? So ano ba yung mga yun? O meron pa, rent, salary, term loans, personal loans, alright? So when we say annuity, annuity is a series of equal payments at regular intervals. Okay? So series. Ayan, kaya sabi natin kanina, it is involved series of equal regular payment. Kagaya ng mga nabanggit ko kanina, mga pensions, lease, mortgages, rents, right? So annuity is a series of equal payments at regular intervals. So clearly, a significant portion of both personal and business expenditures and receipts form an annuity. Okay? There. So annuity can be classified based on payment terms, okay? Payment schedule and interest period and payment interval. Okay, so the significance of annuities warrants a careful coverage of the theory and applications of annuities in this chapter of our discussion. So this for this week, we will discuss the main type of annuities and some of the terminology of annuities. Okay. So there are many applications of annuities involved. Okay. So involve a single amount or payment that is economically comparable to an annuity. So in other words, these applications involve the present. Okay, so yung mga applications na ma-learn natin ngayon involves the present and future value. What else? We also have periodic payment. Okay, periodic payment, term of the loan, and interest rate of an ordinary simple annuity in different applications. So we have the classification of annuity based on terms. First one is the contingent annuities. So when we say contingent annuities, annuities with no fixed number of payment but depend on an uncertain time periods. Okay? So ayan, no fixed number of payments but depends on an uncertain time periods. Halimbawa, Yan, mga life insurance, that's is when the person insured dies. Okay, so na-stop na siya kasi namatay na yung may-ari ng insurance. Another one is the annuity is certain. So these annuities are the annuities that have stated beginning and ending dates or have a specified number of periods. Okay? So, halimbawa nito are the mortgage payment of house, salary, installment plans, and so on. Okay? Yan. So, beginning and ending of dates. So, kailangan tapusin mo yung bayarin mo. Another one is the perpetuity. So this is an annuity in which the periodic payments begins on a fixed date and continue indefinitely. Okay? And it is sometimes referred to as perpetuity annuity. Okay? So later on, may mga madi-discuss tayo about perpetuity. Examples of perpetuity, yan yung mga fixed coupon payments on permanently invested. Yan yung mga irredeemable. Pwede i-redeem for sums of money. Okay? Scholarships paid perpetually from an endowment. Ayan. And we also have the classification of annuity based on payment schedule. So we have the ordinary annuity. This is paid or received at the end of the time period. Okay, so ano ba yung mga ordinary annuities na yan? Salaries. Una dyan, salaries, stock dividends, and so on. And there's also annuity due. So this is paid or received at the beginning of time period. Okay, so beginning of time period. Ano yun? Rent. Okay, yung mga rentals nyo, educational insurance plan. Ayan. So kailangan magbayad ka at the beginning of the time period. Okay, annuity due. And the deferred annuity, this is an annuity in which the first payment is delayed. Okay, the first payment is delayed or deferred. Okay, delayed or deferred for a period of time. Kagaya ng SSS salary loan, Pag-ibig salary loan, ayan. At saka na ibang loans. Yun. So, deferred annuity yan. So, first payment may be delayed or deferred for a period of time. We also have the classification of annuity based on interest period and payment interval. Okay, so we have the first one, the simple annuity, which is an annuity in which the number of compounding periods per year coincides with the number of annuity payments per year. And the other one is yung general, okay? Or this is the complex annuity in which the annuity payment or payments and compounding periods do not coincide. Okay, so yun yung pagkakaiba nila. Okay, so we have the basic concepts. First one is the payment interval. So ano ba ang payment interval? Interval or payment period. So this is the length of time between successive payments in an annuity. Okay? And we also have the total time from the beginning of the first payment interval to the end of the last payment interval. So this is the term of annuity. Okay? Yan. So the term of annuity, total time. So that is the total time from the beginning of the first to the end payment. Okay? To the end of the last payment interval. And the other one is the periodic rent. Okay, so this is the periodic annuity payment, which is sometimes referred to as this one, periodic rent. Okay, and we also have the sum of the compound amount of all payments compounded to the end of the term. All right, so that is the future value of an annuity, or yan yung amount of annuity. Okay. So we call it as the future value of an annuity, the sum of the compound amount of all payments. Okay, so yan, compounded. And we also have the present value of an annuity, which is the lump sum. Okay, ito yung lump sum required at the beginning, right? Yeah. So in an ordinary annuity, the payments are made at the end of each payment interval. Okay, so each annuity consists of, ayan, so each annuity, it consists of n payments. So later on, mamaya mag-solve tayo ng mga examples. Alright, payments of yung size, which is yung R. Halimbawa, the first payment on a loan is not due until one payment interval after the loan proceeds are advanced. Okay, so the periodic payments on the loans and mortgages, yan yung mga examples ng ordinary annuities. Okay. Ayan. So here are the following variables that will be in our mathematical treatment for our topic for today about the ordinary simple annuity. So we have this one. The S sub n, or the future value of an n payment ordinary simple annuity. The other one is the present value. The size of each annuity denoted by R. Okay. Yan. Another one is the nominal interest rate. So nagamit na natin ito from our previous lessons. Alright. And then the number of conversion per year. The time period or yung term for the loan or investment. Another one is the number of payments in the annuity. So ilang beses ka na nagbayad. And then the interest rate per compounding period. Okay, so for simple annuities, this is equals the interest rate per payment interval. Okay. And here are also the other simple annuity formulas that we're going to use for this lesson, right? So first is we have the computation for the future value of an ordinary simple annuity. So we have the derivation of the future value formula. So dito, the future value of n payment ordinary simple annuity at the end of the term is the sum, okay, the sum of the future, ano yun, future values. Yan, future values of all the individual payments, okay, that make up the annuity. Yan, where this one for the future value of the first payment and the future value of the second payment, future value of the third payment, and for the future value of the fourth payment. And we also have the future value of the third to last payment, second to last payment, and the future value of the last payment. Okay? So the future value, yun yung denoted by S sub n of the annuity, okay, is this one. So the S sub n is equal to R times the quantity 1 plus I raised to the n minus 1 and so on. So hanggang doon sa nabanggit natin kanina na future value of the last payment. Yan yung denoted by R. So if the annuity contains many payments, so this produce of computing and adding the future values of all of the individual payments becomes very difficult and time consuming. Kung yan yung gagamitin mo, kasi ang haba-haba niyan. So, ikaw kung gustong punuhin yung isang buong papel mo, pwede mong gamitin yan. Pero I've shown you a while ago a formula para ma-shorten yung pag-compute natin later, right? So dito, we would much prefer a more compact and efficient formulation kasi nga para hindi time consuming. So time consuming kasi yung future value ni time ni sub n ni S sub n. Okay? So we will prefer a more compact and efficient formulation. So we will multiply first both sides of the equation by the quantity of 1 plus I. Okay? Ayan, doon sa equation na yan. And then, we will subtract the equation of the future value from the equation for the quantity of 1 plus I times S sub n. Yan yung future value. So, we will arrive at the simplified equation. Ayan. So, cancel na natin ito since magiging 0 din naman yan. So, cancel na yan. So, after that, expand. So, we have to expand the left side and complete the subtraction of the right side. So, ayan na. Since we already expand, so ang kalalabasan niyan is S sub n plus S sub n I times I yan minus the future value equals to R times 1 plus I raised to n minus R. Okay? And then after that, simplify the left side and extracting the common factor R. Okay, so we have to extract the common factor of R on the right side and it will give us the S sub n times I, okay, equals to R, then 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Okay, and then if both sides are divided by I, so ano yung ma-obtain nating formula? Since both sides can be divided by I, ayan, so we obtain this formula as sub n or in future value, which is equal to R times the quantity of 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 over yung I na dinivide natin both sides. Alright? So this is our first formula. Yan yung una nating formula. So let's try some example. Cecilia Anton has been contributing 460 pesos at the end of each quarter for the past 18 quarters to a savings plan that earns 9% compounded monthly. And compounded monthly, 9% yan. So what amount will she accumulate if she continues with the plan for another year? So ano yung ma-accumulate niya na amount? Okay, kapag tinuloy niya yung plan for another year. So first is we have to identify the knowns or the givens in our problem. So meron na tayong R. Okay, so ano ulit yung R? This is the size. Okay, size of each annuity payment. So magkano yon? 460. Alright. And we also have the number of payments in annuity, which is 18. Kasi sabi dito, 18 quarters. Alright. Plus 4. Ayan, plus 4. So 20. So, kasi nga, it is compounded monthly. And we also have the other given, which is the nominal interest rate denoted by J. So, ano yun? So, the saving plans earns 9%. Kaya, 9% yung nominal rate natin. Pwede natin itong convert sa decimal. So, this is equal to 0.09. And we also have yung M. Ano yung M natin? The number of conversion per year. So, ano yung conversion per year natin? 4. Okay. And the other one is the interest rate per compounding period. Yan yung denoted by our I. Okay. Ayan. So, this is equal to J over M. So, yung J natin is 0.09 over 4. And this is equal to 0.0225. So the amount that will be accumulated is the future value. Kasi we're talking about future and present. So yung amount na i-accumulate ni Miss Cecilia Anton is the future value. Okay? Yung S sub n natin doon sa formula. Okay? So, the amount that will be accumulated is the future value of the contributions. Ano yung na-derive natin na formula kanina for the future value? Ayan. So, rewrite lang natin yung formula. 1 plus I raised to n, okay, minus 1 over I. Ayan. And then, just substitute the given value. 1 plus, ano yung nakuha nating value ng I? 0.0225 raised to 22 minus 1 over 0.0225. Okay? So, tuloy na lang natin dito sa taas. So, this is equal to 460 times 1.6315222122. Okay? So, sulat lang natin lahat ng digits bago tayo mag-round off. Okay? Minus 1 over 0.0225. So, this is now equal to 460 times the value of this one is equal to 28.06764,989. Okay? And this is now equal to 12,911.95. Or this is equal to 12,911 pesos and 12 centavos. Okay? Ayan. So Cecilia will have accumulated this amount, okay, the 12,911 pesos and 12 centavos 1 year from now. Ayan. So, ito yung i-accumulate niyang amount 1 year from now. Okay? So that is about the computation of the future value. What about the present value of an ordinary simple annuity? So in here, the future value of ordinary simple annuity denoted by A sub n will be the sum of the present values. Okay, it will be the sum of the present values at the beginning of the first payment interval. Okay, and all the individual payments in the annuity. Okay, so dito we could derive a formula for the present value using the same approach doon sa ginawa natin sa future value. So now that we have the formula for the annuity's future value, meron ding easier way. Ayan, so take note in there that the present value denoted by A sub n of an annuity will also equal to the present value, yung end period natin earlier. Okay, so doon sa single payment to the future value. So we have to use this formula, the P, which is equal to F over the quantity of 1 plus I raised to N. Okay. Ay, ito pala. Wait lang. Okay, and so the present value yan. So ito yung formula. So we will have A sub n equal to the future value over the quantity of 1 plus I. Okay, this is I, hindi siya 1 over raised to n. And this is equal to the S sub n times, bakit 1 ulit yan? I po yan. Okay, then we have to use this formula to substitute, okay, for us to substitute S sub n. Okay, so ito yung gagamitin nating formula. Okay, so this is equal to R, straight yung linya natin, times 1 plus I raised to negative n minus 1 times 1 plus I raised to n. Okay, over I, and then next, so derive lang natin yung formula for our present value. Okay, so I raised to n minus 1 plus I raised to negative n. Then next, dito na lang. R times, and so this is now raised to 0 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n pa rin over I. Okay? So for our second formula, for the present value is A sub n equals to R times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I raised to negative n over I. Okay, so ito na yung second formula. So ito yung gagamitin natin for solving this problem. So determine the present value on July 7 of 6,800 paid at the end of each subsequent calendar quarter for 7 years if money is worth 6% compounded quarterly. Okay, so compounded quarterly yung size. Okay, so the size of our annuity payment, which is 6% compounded quarterly. So we have the following given. Yung R is 6,800. What else? So what about the nominal interest rate? So ano ulit yung nominal interest rate natin, denoted by J, is, ayan, 6%. And, ayan, convert it to decimal, 0.06. And we also have the number of conversion per year, ayan, that is equal to 4. And then yung time, ilan yung time? So yung time natin is 7 years. Okay, so yan. Next given is the number of payments in the annuity. Yan, yung N natin, number of payments. So para makuha natin yung number of payments, we have to multiply the time and the number of conversion per year. Yan yung T times yung M. Yung T natin is 7 times 4. So this is equal to 28. Alright? And we also have the interest rate denoted by I, interest rate per compounding period. And so we have to get the quotient of J and M. Alright? So 0.06 divided by 4. And this is equal to 0.015. Alright? Then we're going now to use the formula for the present value. Yan. So every time na mag-solve kayo ng problem, sulat niyo yung, do not forget to write the formula. Okay? So importante na sinusulat pa rin natin yung formula para hindi tayo mahilo by substituting the given. Okay? So this is 6,800. So 1 minus 1 plus 0.015 raised to negative 28 over 0.015. Okay? So, continue lang natin ang pag-calculate. So, you can use your scientific calculator para ma-solve ng tama. Alright? So, this is equal to 0.65909924494. Okay? Ayan. Kung medyo tinatamad kang magsulat ng mga digits, make sure na tama yung pag-round off mo ng mga numbers. Okay? Pero para mas sigurado, sulat mo muna lahat bago ka mag-round off. Okay? Para tumama yung sagot. Ayan. So this is equal to 6,800 times 22.7267167. Okay. And so this is now equal to 154,541.6736. Or this is now equal to 154,541 pesos and 67 centavos. So this is now the present value, okay? The present value of an annuity, right? Which is equal to 154,541 pesos and 67 centavos. Okay? So, yan yung pagkuha ng present value. Let's have another example. Kasi dito, meron siyang combined. So, we are going to combine the present value. Okay? Ayan. So, there is a certain investment pays back 3,200 at the end of every 6 months for 15 years. Ayan. So, yung investment niya that pays back 3,200, ayan, in every 6 months. Okay? For ilang taon? 15 years. So, the investment pays back 45,000 pesos in addition to the regular 3,200 pesos. Ayan. So, what is the present value of all of the payments if money can earn 4% compounded semi-annually? Oh, ayan. So, since yung pays back nung investment mo ay naging 45,000, so ano yung present value ng lahat ng payments with 4% compounded semi-annually? Okay? So, first thing to do in here is to identify first the given for the annuity. Okay? So, ano ba yun? So, meron tayong 3,200. Okay? 3,200 para doon sa size of each annuity payment. Okay? Yan yung R natin. And then yung time. So, gaano siya katagal? 15 years. And then, we also have the nominal interest rate, which is 4% or 0.04. And then, the number of conversion per year is 2. Okay, so that is for the annuity. How about the given for the lump payment? So for the lump payment, we have the F. Okay, yan. Ayan na yung future niya, di ba? So meron na, which is 45,000 with the term 15 years. Okay, and then with the interest of 4% or 0.04 with the conversion period per year is 2. All right. And so, therefore, yung I natin, which is the interest rate per compounding period, is now equal to G over M or 0.04 divided by 2 This is equal to 0.02. Tsaka yung n natin, okay, yung number of payments, okay? So yung number of payments natin for the annuity, so all we have to do is to get the product of the term or yung time times the number of conversion per year, which is 2. All right? So this is 15 times 2 equals to 30. So what is the combined present value? Kulang na yung space natin. Wait. Okay, so let's continue. Nagdagdag lang tayo ng space. Ayan. So, the combined present value, so we'll use this formula. Ayan. So, we have yung present value, A sub n plus P equals R. Alright? So, dapat straight yung line. 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I raised to negative n. Okay, over I plus, since we're combining the present value, ayan, so F over 1 plus I raised to n. Okay, so just substitute the value. So 3,200. Yan, 1 times 1 plus 0.02 raised to negative 30 yung n natin over 0.02. Okay, plus in future, which is 45,000. 1 plus 0.02 raised to 30. Okay, so calculate the value. This is equal to 3,200 times 22.3964555 plus 24,843.19. Next, so this is equal to 71,668.66 plus yung ito, the future. So 24,843.19. So this is now equal to 96,511 and 85 centavos. Okay? So the present value, ayan. So the present value of the payment is now 96,511 pesos and 85 centavos. Okay? Another one is the computation of the periodic payment. Okay? Periodic payment of an ordinary simple annuity. So before coming up with the solution of the periodic payment, we should first derive the two periodic payment formulas when the future value or when the present value of annuity is given. Okay, so we have to do the derivation of the periodic payment when the future value is given. So paano yan? We are going to make use our first formula kanina. Okay, just to derive the formula of periodic payment. Okay, so gamitin natin yung unang formula wherein the future value of the annuity is given. So based from the first formula, we will multiply the multiplicative inverse. Okay, so multiply natin yung multiplicative inverse ng ito. Sulat natin. Ayan. So, I, okay. 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 equals to R. So 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 over I. Ayan. So we have to multiply the multiplicative inverse. Ano ba yung multiplicative inverse niya? So I over 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Para lang makancel natin siya. Okay? Then, we'll obtain the value of the periodic payment. Okay? So, paano ba yung value of periodic payment? Periodic payment. So, this is equal to R equals to N, S sub N, or yung future value times yung I over the quantity of 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. So, ito na yung formula number 3. Okay? So, we already derived the periodic payment since the future value is given. Example, to accumulate 85,250 pesos, Ami Perez needs to place equal deposits at the end of every 3 months in a fund which earns at 18% compounded quarterly. So if the deposit is made on March 28, 2008 and the last on March 28, 2014, gaano kalaki yung dapat niyang i-deposit? Okay, so how large should each deposit be? So for our solution, we have to identify first the given. Ayan, yung future value natin. Yes, future value. So this is equal to 85,250. Tama? And then yung time, which is 6 years. Number of conversion per year is 4. And then, ano pa? The number of payments. What about the number of payments in the annuity? Di ba? Multiply lang natin yung T at M. So, 6 times 4. Yan. So, 6 times 6 ba? Wait lang. I'm sorry. Okay. Ayan. So, 6 times 4. Ayan. So, mag-add tayo ng isa dito sa formula natin. So, plus 1. Kaya this is now equal to 25. And then, the nominal interest rate natin is equal to ilang percent? 18%. Or this is equal to 0.18. And next is the interest rate. The interest rate per compounding period. Okay, interest rate per compounding period is equal to J over N M. So this is 0.18 over 4 and this is equal to 0.045. Okay, so next is we have to examine the computation of time dito. So yung for the computation of time natin, so from March, saan na yun? From March 28, 2008 to March 28, 2014, ayan. So it covers a 6-year period, right? So Amy started to make her quarterly deposits on March 28, 2008. So anong gagawin natin? Ayan. So baka nahilo kayo dito. We need to add 1 quarter period to time. Okay? Ayan. So kaya nag-add tayo ng isa dyan. And so, we have to use now our formula. One plus I. Okay? Yan. So, this is equal to 1 future value is equal to 85,250 times the interest rate per compounding period, which is equal to 0.045, okay, over 1 plus interest rate natin per compounding period. And then yung number of payments in the annuity, which is equal to 25 and minus 1. So calculate the value. So this is equal to 3,836.25 over, yan. So sulat lang natin lahat ng digits bago tayo mag-round off. Okay? And this is equal to 1,912.92714. Or this is now equal to 1,912 pesos and 93 centavos. So, Amy, so ano yung sabi dito kanina? If the deposit is made on March 28, 2008 and the last on March 28, 2014, ayan, so she needs to make a regular deposit of this amount. Ayan. So, kailangan yung regular deposits niya is 1,912 pesos and 93 centavos. Okay? That is quarterly kasi it is compounded quarterly. Kaya dapat quarterly, mag-deposit siya ng ganitong amount. Okay? Ayan. Next is the derivation of the periodic payment when the present value is given. Okay, so dito naman, in deriving the formula of periodic payment when the present value of the annuity is given, anong gagawin natin? We are going to use the fourth formula. So ano ba yung fourth formula na pinakita ko kanina bago tayo nagpunta sa discussion natin? Okay, so we will do the same manner dun sa ginawa nating pagde-derive for the periodic payment when the future value is given. Okay. So we will also multiply the multiplicative inverse. Okay. So ang gagawin natin, multiply the multiplicative. Yan. Inverse. Just to derive doon sa gagamitin nating formula. Okay, for the periodic payment when the present value is given. Okay, so all we have to do is to multiply the multiplicative inverse. Okay, to both sides of the equations. So ito na yung equation natin. A sub n 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n. Okay, so all we have to do is to multiply this one to both sides of the equation. R 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n over I. Okay, so yung inverse niya is I over 1 raised to negative n. Okay? Para ma-cancel natin siya. And then after that, we'll obtain the value of the periodic payment. So, ito na yung formula. Over 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I raised to negative n. Okay? So, this is letter I. So, ito na yung pang-apat nating formula. Okay? So, this is now the derivation of our periodic payment when the present value is given. Let's have an example here. Alibaba sold a piece of property for 1,300,000 pesos. Okay? Yan yung piece of property. And a down payment of 500,000 pesos was made and the remainder was to be repaid in equal quarter installments. The first due 3 months after the date of sale. And the interest was 15% compounded quarterly and the debt was to amortize in 7 years. So for letter A, what quarterly payment is required? B, what will be the total amount of payment? Another one is how much interest will be paid? What is the total cost of the property? Okay, apat yan. Yung letter D. So, what is the total cost of the property? Ayan. So, una, identify muna natin yung given. So, we have the cash value. So, ano ba yung cash value na nagbentahan ni Alibaba? Okay, so 1,300,000 and down payment. Magkano yung down payment niya? 500,000. Okay? Wait, magulo. ₱500,000 pesos. Ayan. And what about the number of conversion per year? So it is denoted by M. The number of conversion per year is equal to 4. And the nominal interest rate is equal to 15%. Okay. Or this is equal to 0.15. And then for the time or yung term natin is 7 years. Next is the number of payments in the annuity. So just get the product of EM for the number of payments in the annuity. So 7 times 4 this is equal to 28. Okay. So ano pa yung given? The interest rate per compounding. Interest rate per compounding period denoted by letter I. So kunin lang natin yung quotient ng JM. So 0.15 divided by 4 is equal to 0.0375. Alright? So the first question there is, what quarterly payment is required? Ayan, so dito, so we have the present value which is equal to cash value minus the down payment. Ayan, kinig kasi abbreviation na lang, konti na lang yung space. So present value is equal to the cash value minus down payment. So ilan ba yung cash value? 1,300,000 minus the down payment is 500,000. So this is equal to 800. $800,000. Okay. So let's solve for question A. Ayan. So for letter A, we have the periodic payment. Okay. So yung periodic payment, na-derive natin kanina yung formula for this. So yung R equals to A sub N times I over 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus I raised to negative N. Yeah. So substitute lang natin yung mga given. So this is equal to 800,000 times yung interest rate natin, okay, interest rate per compounding formula, period, is 0.075. Ayan. So, divided by 1 minus 1, okay, plus, yan, yung interest rate, compounding, yeah, interest rate per compounding period, raised to negative 28. Yun yung N natin. Okay, yung number of payments in the annuity. Nakuha natin yung 7 times 4 kanina. Then, next, calculate the value. So, this is equal now to 30,000 divided by 0.6432754085. Okay. So, this is now equal to 46,636.32342. Or this is now equal to 46,636 pesos and 32 centavos. Okay? So, the debt will, yeah, so it will be paid, or it will be paid off in 7 years by, ano yung nasa problem kanina? By quarter installments. Okay, by quarter installments of this amount, 46,636 pesos and 32 centavos. So, yan yung letter A. Wait. Okay, so that is the quarterly payment required, okay, to be paid off in 7 years. So we have letter B, okay, for the total payments. So in question doon, what will be the total amount of payments? So we have to get the total payment equals to the periodic payment multiplied by the number of payments. Okay? So, ano yung periodic payment na na-compute natin kanina? 46,636 pesos and 32 centavos times the number of payments, which is 28. Okay? So, the total payments would be 1,305,816 pesos and 96 centavos. Ayan. So, this is now the total amount of payments. Okay? And then, next, how much interest will be paid? So, from the total payments na 1 million, 1.3 something, how much interest will be paid? So, magkano naman yung babayarang interest? Okay, so we have to get the interest. Ayan, interest is equal to the total paid minus the original loan. Okay, so the total paid is, ayan, 1,305,816 pesos and 96 centavos minus yung original loan, which is 800,000. Okay? So, the interest would be, ayan, ang laki, 505,000 pesos, 816. Yan, 505,816 pesos and 96 centavos. So, the interest will be amount to this. Yan yung amount ng interest. And then, the last one is, what is the total cost? So, magkano ba talaga yung cost ng property? Okay? Na na binenta ni Alibaba. Diba? So we have the total cost equals to the down payment plus the total cost is equal to the down payment plus the total regular payments. Okay, so para ma-compute natin yung total cost ng binibentang property. So this is equal to 500,000 pesos ng down payment plus the regular payments, which is equal to 1,305,816.96. So the total cost is amounted to 1,805,816 pesos and 96 centavos. So this is now the total cost of the property. Right? So you understand. Ayan. So that is how to compute the periodic payment of an ordinary annuity given the present and future value. Okay? So for your activity for this week, so I will be giving you a word problem for you to solve, all right, based on our examples. So all you have to do is to read, understand, and analyze every problem before you answer, okay? So just solve what is being asked. Pero bago yan, intindihin muna, i-analyze, okay? Para alam kung ano yung gagamiting formula, right? So you have 5 problems for this week. So that ends our discussion for this week. So I hope you understand our topic for today. So if you have any more questions regarding our lessons for today, feel free to message me on my messenger or you can call me by my number. Okay? So na-post na yung email ko tsaka yung number ko doon sa unang presentation natin. So that ends our discussion and I hope to see you again next week. So thank you and have a nice day.